Welcome to the new show here on RevenYOU TV, live at Esports House 010. We will talk about the entirety of the RevenYOU platform and introduce the RevenYOU League. I'm your host, Maurits Meeuwsen, and with me here today are two amazing guests. But before that, I will introduce my co-host of the day, Daisy, who is standing right now live at the playground.
Hi guys, hi everyone, I'm Daisy and welcome to the show and welcome to the playground. So in daily life I work with cops. Yes, at the police academy I work on their skills, their social skills. But today and during this show I will be hosting and I will be interviewing guests, people here, and we're going to talk of course about RevenYOU. So if you want to know more about what people think about RevenYOU, stay tuned. Back to you, Maurits.
Yeah, thank you for that, Daisy. And with me here are two of RevenYOU's founders. We have Michiel and Colin. So welcome, guys, and tell us something about yourself. Michiel.
Okay, yes, tell us something. I guess the first thing is I'm a born inventor, I think. I just need to invent, and it's really crazy. Every month I come up with something, a new disruptive idea. It could be anything. Well, it could be, of course, an algorithm.
Yeah.
And but also can be an electrical solar-powered car, for example. Yeah.
So a very broad spectrum of
so it's mostly
inventions.
tech, but it could be anything.
Yeah, not specific tech, not just PC or computer stuff, but everything.
No, yeah, it could be. Well, the car, is, of course, it's not really into a computer.
Yeah. So, what's your first invention? Because you say you were a born inventor. I'm going to assume you were an inventor when you were in diapers, but.
Well, most invention I did as an entrepreneur. I'm an entrepreneur for 20 years, but I think my first invention, it's the Mercedes G-Class SUV.
The really big
one.
Cars.
Yes, and if you're a football player, you need to drive one. But the suspension is not that good. So I designed a real good one with much better cornering, much better off-road performance. Mm-hmm. So I sent it to Mercedes-Benz.
And they were like, let's use this all day.
Yeah, well, actually, they sent it a letter. They were very enthusiastic. Yeah, but I was 10 years old, and they asked for contact. And well,
yeah, that's child labor. I don't think Mercedes.
Yeah, they sent me a postcard. And
burn their fingers on that one. So, with that, Colin, can you also tell us something about yourself?
Yeah, well, I'm a very positive guy. Every morning I wake up, even if it's 6 o'clock in the morning, I start with a big smile on my face, and I'm going to my companies. And I really enjoy life every moment, and that's especially also because of my wife and my daughter. And I have a lovely daughter. This week she went for her first ballet class, so she went all dressed up like a princess, and she had earrings and she had a beautiful necklace, and she was completely overdressed there with the other children on the ballet class. Yeah, and that's really enjoying.
Yeah, so you're a family man. Could the same be said for you?
Yeah, I think so. I have a beautiful wife and two amazing daughters. That's great. I'm really a family guy.
So you're a bigger family guy, right? Because you have two daughters.
Yes, I'm one ahead. Yeah, but yes.
And any other hobbies you two would like to?
Well, I did a marathon once.
Just once.
Not going to do. Yeah, no, probably not another one. I could say, well, I did a Kilimanjaro. I climbed the Kilimanjaro. It's a 6,000 meter square.
Toto fan. So, Colin, how about you?
Yeah, well, I'm doing a little bit of sports. I just swim every week 1 hour. Mm-hmm. And I drive a sports car. Well, a little sports car. It's the yellow Mazda MX-5, and it's a cabrio, so it's a convertible. So when it's not raining, the roof is open, and I enjoy driving it a lot.
That's the only criteria. Like, as long as it doesn't rain, you're good. Like,
yeah, that's good. Yeah.
If it's freezing, doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Open up
the two.
So that's a little bit about you guys. We're also going to be hearing about one of the other founders, Stefan, later on. But for now, enough about you. Let's talk about RevenYOU. Because can you tell me a little bit? Because RevenYOU was founded by all of you. what's the history of RevenYOU? Like, what preceded it, and how did it become the company that it is now?
I think roughly you could say it's probably started with me buying bitcoins a long time ago, 7, 8 years ago. No, yeah, 6, 7, 8 years ago, and lost it. So
You lost your drive, or it was just...
Well, it was hacked.
Yeah, that's
at the time there were hacks that in those days, and you could lose them. Yeah, so I was really done. I had a investors club a long time ago, but this was my first first introduction to bitcoins.
Yeah,
yes.
to
cryptocurrencies,
the general concept, I imagine. So,
but then I of course I worked with Colin, and he was trading, and he was growing. You know, he was doing amazing trades and getting really amount of lots of money, and I was starting more jealous every day. So
yeah, so tell us, because you made him very jealous. So what did you do, Colin, to make that happen?
I started in 2014 with the crypto trading, and I had a Word document on the side and an Excel sheet on the side. And if this happens, then I do this, and if this event happens, then I would do this. And so I thought, well, if it's this, then that, or else, then I can put it in code. So we thought about programming an algorithm, and I discussed it with Michiel, and together we were braining about it. And
so I'm more and more, I think I have to do something with this, you know, and I have to forget about those bitcoins. And then once I was in the shower, and that's and we used this glass.
Window pane.
Well, yeah, and then I was and then I said, oh damn, I've got an algorithm. It's winning. So I informed him immediately.
So you wrote it down, ran out of the shower, and called Colin. And you were like, I got it.
I put every details in an Excel sheet and put a lot of data, and it was looking very, 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 very good.
So the prognosis was over the roof.
It was over the roof. Yes.
So then we thought, well, we have to find somebody who can program it. And a friend of mine, he introduced me to Stefan, the other founder of RevenYOU, and we asked him if he can create this algorithm for us.
Put it into code and put it on a server. The server connected with an API to the exchange, and then it started to run.
And that's what he did.
And that's what he did.
Well, and then the algorithm was doing quite good, so not as good as we had expected in the Excel sheet. But when you're doing this type of exercise, you have to you will find all sorts of problems. Like the spread is something what you have to count. Then you have the order books which you have to take notice of, and all hidden stuff where the algorithm is doing better or less. So
what we later found out that we invented the basic high frequency trading algorithm, and it makes lots of trades. And every trade
to, like, because I think it's very popular at the moment, and you guys invented it.
Yeah, well, it's invented. Yeah, we invented it, but it's I think it's at least 20 years old.
Yeah,
and. But we improved it a little bit, but we found also we learned a lot. So there are these hidden costs, and so we were saying, okay, this one is good, and we wanted to make a portfolio of algorithms. So we started searching for algorithms.
So and then I bought an algorithm of an Indian guy, and we have a friend who also has an algorithm, and so we tweaked them, because I bought this algorithm from this Indian guy, and we tweaked it, and we found another one, and so we're starting to get used with algorithms, but we still see that it's really difficult, because you have to be real technical, you have to know how servers work. Isn't this possible to make it more easy?
Yeah, and we are used to share the knowledge and then grow. Well, it's a lot better. So, and it's because of your source code, you cannot give away your source code. So it's quite difficult to share it all.
Yeah.
And so they're all lone wolves, and everybody's afraid to share it. So that was a little bit of a...
It's kind of a hill you have to get over.
Thing, yeah.
So you tried it out yourself. You were very optimistic. Then you found out all the hidden payments, the hidden costs, a lot of things that you haven't really anticipated. But the technology underneath was really solid. So this idea of using algorithms to trade, and then you tried to get different algorithms.
And we had good returns.
Yeah, exactly. Got good returns. Not as good as you would like, but still quite good. And then you've acquired other algorithms. And so this is how you came to revenue. So you
So
wanted to
what
wait
if
to
you
get
have
all together.
Yeah, say you have a platform where everybody can make their algorithms and even combine them and share them and build them together. And then, on the other hand, create an easy access to it for people who want to invest their money and want to gain revenue without knowing anything. So that was the revenue idea, yeah.
Yeah, with that, we are going to go into a video of you two guys explaining what exactly revenue is and what the underlying process is.
This is Michiel and Colin.
2 of the 3 founders of Revenue.
This is the video version. This is Michiel and Colin.
2 of the 3 founders of Revenue.
This is the video version of the Revenue pitch deck. We're going to tell you all about revenue, why robots trade better than humans, and why you can put them on your smartphone.
Revenue is a sound investment. Why would you invest in a platform like this? That is because algorithms will be the future of trading. Algorithms use AI and deep learning, and we will make it possible for you to use them 24/7 on your smartphone.
Revenue is trading with AI. It's not only one algorithm. It's a marketplace with thousands of the best algorithms. It's a bit like YouTube with videos or Spotify with music. We have the portal. It's the place where you can make, test and share your algorithms. And even you can make your algorithms together and build them upon each other like Lego. Then you make them better, better and better because robots trade better than humans.
How is that for a user or an investor? A user just chooses an algorithm on our platform. We start with crypto first, and a lot of market instruments will follow later. We are just getting started.
Okay, now you know that revenue is the place where you can grow your Bitcoins, Ethers, EOS and IOTAs in the best way. But what about our ICO, or how we call it, the ITO?
We host an initial token offering. People need tokens, and the smartest algorithms need fuel. The fuel is the U token.
The U token has a few unique features. When you buy U tokens, they keep their value. They stand for a certain fixed number of transactions, and you get a 10% utility token a year. Bots make trades on exchanges. Millions of transactions are taking place, and exchanges love that. So the U token stands for high liquidity and token availability, and that's very good for trading.
How and when to buy U tokens? Let's sum it up. One U token only costs 1 eurocent. The U token is built on Ethereum. It's an ERC-22-3 token. This makes it better, safer and more inter-exchangeable. Then we have the ITO. It starts in September, but we have a pre-ITO and it can give you a huge discount. If you want to know when you get the most value for your buck, then just follow our social media. We have a soft cap, which we already reached, and now we are going for the hard cap of 35 million.
Revenue works. It's past alpha phase, it's into beta phase. It's not an idea, it's real, it's here.
Don't miss out this opportunity. Join us.
So that explains a little bit more about how revenue really works and what the idea is behind the platform and the underlying processes. But you were talking about this before as well, that revenue is also lowering the barrier for people who want to get into trading. So can you give me a short, was that an idea from the beginning, that you wanted to make that more accessible?
Well, to be honest, no, but as persons who we are, I think it growed into it.
Yeah.
So one of the things we try to lower the accessibility is to do everything to even when you have $25 to invest, you can start, and so you could make it available for really a lot of people.
Yeah.
And it can make a big impact on the rest of the world. When you see the possibilities of this platform, you start thinking about it, and then you see, well, we can make a big change in countries like China or Africa or anywhere around the world.
Poland, Morocco, Thailand.
Anywhere around the world where the money is even more scarce, they can use it even more than we do.
What you need is a smartphone.
Yeah, and
basically.
that's it. And I mean,
And a little money.
even in the developing countries, you see more and more accessibility to smartphones. And now, fortunately for us, we have someone who's going to talk a little bit more in depth about these social impacts of revenue. And Daisy, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great as well. So you have our next guest for us.
Yes. Right before the show, I had a very interesting interview with Anna. She's the founder of GoodUp. And we talked about the social impact through platforms like RevenYOU and GoodUp. So let's have a look. Hello, Anna.
Hi.
Hi, Anna Hojnaska, am I right?
Yes.
Okay. Welcome to the show. Great to have you here.
Yeah, happy to be here.
So you are CEO and founder of GoodUp. First, I want to get to know you better. So could you tell me something about yourself?
Yes. So my name is Anna Hojnaska, as you said, and almost 10 years ago, I was one of the founders of the 1% Club. It's a foundation that preceded the GoodUp company. And it was basically one of the first crowdfunding and crowdsourcing websites in the Netherlands. And we actually used it to build a Wikipedia-like model for solving social problems. And almost 3 years ago, we decided to turn that foundation into a social enterprise, where we use this type of platforms and we sell them to cities and to big corporates so they can reach their own social objectives, such as speeding up the transformation to renewable energy or producing more sustainable products. So they can achieve those objectives faster by using the potential of their, the unused potential of their employees or their customers or the community they work with.
So you started with 1%, and then 3 years ago it changed to GoodUp.
Yes.
Right, and then you brought it to
and
the big
officially
companies.
only last year. So.
Oh, last year. Okay, okay.
Officially, yeah.
So why was the change important to you?
Yeah, so we were operating as a foundation, and we were subsidy-based. So we are depending on the money we get from the government, which had, of course, some upsides. We were like set for 5 years to do our work. But the downside was you cannot adapt as easily to changes in the society because you work with a 5-year plan. It's almost like a communistic approach. And, you know, being an entrepreneur yourself, you might know that you need to change like almost every month or 3 months to really keep up with the speed of current events.
So you took the risk.
So, or the opportunities, depends on how you see it.
But letting go of subsidies sounds like a risk, but also gives
that was definitely a risk. Yes.
Yeah, but it gave you more possibilities to change.
Definitely, because we have really we are a social enterprise, so we really want that our platforms help 1 billion people in 2030. So it's a big ambition. So we are not meant just to exist. We really want to, make the best possible platforms and tools to reach as many people as possible. So far, I think it was a good change.
Good. And so you found at one point RevenYOU. How did you find RevenYOU?
Yeah, so one of the founders, Michiel Stokman, is we are in the same circle of friends, so to say. So I know him as a friend and as an entrepreneur, and I know he knows what I'm doing. So I think when he founded RevenYOU, that also has a huge social potential. I think that's why he thought like, oh well, let's ask Anna to think along on the positive social impact of RevenYOU.
So the social impact you're mentioning now, tell me more about the social impact. What does it mean?
Yeah, in the case of revenue, I think it's really the huge potential that lies there is with providing bigger groups of people with accessibility to financial tools, such like investment tools or people are really keen on investing and learning more how to make the capital grow, how small or how big it is.
Yeah.
However, the current offerings are really meant for not the 1% of the richest, but you have to have some money and be part of really rigid infrastructures to participate in them.
Right.
So, for example, you need a bank account, you need a job, you need a certain kind of income.
Yeah.
While revenue makes it possible to participate, even if you have smaller amount of money, if you want to change your strategies faster, if you want to learn how it all works, I think that's really attractive for a big group of people. And not only like in developing countries, but even in the Netherlands, I think it would be really attractive for people to become part of the possibilities without having like 50,000 euro or any other large amount of money.
Okay, so you think it's very important that this platform like RevenYOU is for everyone, the big budgets, but also with the small money, the pocket money.
Yeah, definitely.
We can all enter.
Yes, but even if you have, you're already part of the Western financial infrastructure, I think it's really attractive that you can play a little bit more and find out what's suitable for you, that you can change your strategy faster. I think it's a more, definitely better way to participate that really fits with our times.
Okay, thank you, Anna, so much for your time and for sharing this information and your view on RevenYOU. Thank you so much, and maybe we'll see you in the future again in this show or another one. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Good luck.
Thank you. It was such an interesting conversation with Anna to hear her talk about her view on the social impact of RevenYOU. So, and the most interesting thing she said, I think, is that everyone can trade. So even if you have a small budget, you can actually trade. So that was really good to hear. Back to the studio.
Yeah, thank you for conducting that interview, Daisy. And we'll see more of you later when we interview our second guest of today. But first, let's talk a little bit more about the social impact. And I already went in quite in depth, but must be good to know that there's also all these added benefits to the platform that you're creating.
Yeah, I first have to say I really like what Daisy said and what Anna said. Is that everybody access to trade, but it's Wall Street power plus trade. So, yeah, that's really nice. But that's what we do. We create a fintech unicorn.
Yeah.
So,
it has to be very simple and easy, intuitive tool on your smartphone to make it possible for everyone who doesn't understand anything of trading. So they should understand it immediately, and it should be made very easy for them.
Yeah. So in conclusion, more accessibility and in general, greater situation for everyone. With that, we have quite intensively discussed the history and the creation of RevenYOU. And next, we will be talking about the RevenYOU platform, what drives it and what makes it tick. I'm Maurits. With me are Colin and Michiel, and of course my co-host Daisy. And we will be talking about the platform of RevenYOU. So where are you guys now, and where is RevenYOU moving towards?
Yeah, well, we have a very good foundation at the moment. We have a great team. We work together to make this and bring this to a very high standard. And we have a good white paper now, and we have a lot of fun. That's also good to mention. We have a blockchain where the tokens is created, so the transactions can be done all automatically, so less administration. And well, actually, what we have created a working product, and that's actually the fintech unicorn.
Yeah, you mentioned that as well.
Yes, we have enough. We found enough first seed capital, and so now we can have this great ICO, which we have a product ready, We have everything going. There's no really financial risk because you have the capital. And the product is working, so we're so happy.
Yeah, you guys are
we're
over the moon with how everything's going.
Yes.
So that's really good to hear. So let's go a little bit more in depth about RevenYOU, the platform itself, because we already saw the video where you guys kind of explained it. But can we talk a little bit more about what you, as a user, might expect here from, or user or an investor might expect from RevenYOU?
Yeah. Well, our priority is revenue for every you. So this is the accessibility part, which we already have mentioned. This is most important part.
Yeah, really important is if you're on your smartphone and you're collecting or selecting, watching, just browsing through the algorithms or bots, as we sometimes call them. You can actually see what they are doing. You can follow them. You can follow them while not investing in it. You just see what they are doing. Yeah. You can see what they did 3 months ago, what they did 3 days ago. You can see their performance. How much revenue do they actually make? And if you're really ready to go, you can just click on it and go.
Yeah. So is there a lot of? I know a lot of users are really big on not only compatibility, but also they can edit their preferences, right? They can change the app depending on what they like. Is that you're able to do that with RevenYOU as well?
Mm. Yeah. Well, what's happening normally when you're using a trading, you start trading, then you go to a platform and you say, well, I want to start trading in stocks, for example. You get access to this platform after you have filling in a lot of documents. And then you see this platform, you see all these bells and whistles there, and you have to actually go on course to learn about them and to see how you start your first trade. And then you actually have to have like 1 or 2 or 3 years of experience before you can make successful trades. And this whole part, we just skip it. We make it that easy, like Spotify. You just choose an algorithm. So we give a nice overview of the algorithms, of the top 10 algorithms of fitting to your profile. So for example, if you not want to invest in bombs, grenades and tobacco.
Yeah, so no weapons.
No weapons.
Just take them out.
And that's your profile. And then you see the top 10 algorithms. This algorithm did this revenue in this period, the last 10 days, 30 days, 90 days. And then you choose your algorithm and you just play it. Yeah, like a song on Spotify.
Yeah, it's like a song on Spotify, and of course on Spotify you can search and make your own preferences. Yeah. And our first step is cryptocurrencies, but we want to go further, go to stocks, go to forex. Everything that's on an exchange actually and has an API is potential.
Yeah, so from here on, start with cryptocurrency and diversify and see what else you can do.
Yeah, and you don't have to know anything. You just see what it does, right?
Yeah.
And on the other side, there are the artificial self-improving algorithms. So that's the amazing combination.
Yeah, so that's with that a lot about the users. So if you're using the app, but we haven't really talked about the back end of the app. We keep talking about the algorithms, but you already mentioned, we got a couple of algorithms ourselves, but that can't be enough to substantiate the app that you're having. So how are you drawing developers to RevenYOU?
Yeah, well, we have created the portal, and the portal has its own language. It's called the UScript. And with the UScript, we make it possible to enhance your algorithms with artificial intelligence, machine learning tools, very good databases. And so we give the developers access to the best and newest technologies. Yeah. And that's what make real good algorithms.
Yeah, so as a developer, you have this toolkit and you have a lot of things you can do. But is that reason enough for a lot of people to try and develop these algorithms?
Well, probably, but there's one thing. One good reason is that you can make a lot of money as a developer. So we mentioned Spotify before. Yeah. When a song is played, the singer or the producer gets paid, right? Mm-hmm. Not that much, I heard, but
a little bit. They get paid eventually.
Well, RevenYOU is lucky. The financial market is in financial terms a lot bigger than Spotify. So so you can earn a lot of money. So with each trade your algorithm makes, you earn money. So if you have 10,000 people who are using your algorithm, you already earn real money.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, you can do the math. If you have thousands of people using your algorithm by hundreds of thousands of trade volume going through your algorithm,
You're in a great spot.
But say you're not really a developer, but you are a trader.
Yeah.
And you have all these ideas about fundamental analysis.
Yeah.
And you have made an algorithm out of that. So that's how the quality of management, quality of your long-term profits, things like that. And that's the amazing thing. If you just make this one and that one out of an algorithm, you just put it on there.
And then
maybe someone else who is really good at machine learning and is you have a
really savvy.
savvy, yes, but you can join them together, put them on as one. And so everybody can use it just by fingertipping, and you're splitting the money you get.
Yeah, so there's a lot of options, even if you're not a traditional, coder or someone who's really good with trading algorithms. But we're going to go a little bit more in depth with the interview with the third founder, who's not sitting here currently, but he is with you, Daisy, Stefan, who's going to be interviewed. So let's hear it.
That's right. Here's Stefan, co-founder of RevenYOU. So welcome.
Yeah, thank you. Glad to be here. Yeah.
Good to hear. So I want to get to know you better.
I'm one of the co-founders of RevenYOU.
Right.
So all the technical stuff, that's partly my job mostly, actually. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So I'm mostly the brains behind the portal, what I want to show you.
Cool.
Here.
But first, more personal information.
Personal, yeah. They already talked about exercise, but mostly I'm the active guy from the group. So I do real running and biking and mostly triathlons. So
cool.
That's just
So
my
you
ancestors.
actually train
Yep.
for the bigger events?
For the bigger events, yep.
Okay.
So the bigger stuff, yep.
Yeah. And then you go to the work of
So we
RevenYOU.
do this, and every morning I start to exercise before we start the program. Or sometimes we don't sleep and we just go straight to the exercise.
What you don't sleep?
We don't sleep, yeah. We're still nerds, right? So we have to live up to that.
But why is the exercise so important to you?
Exercise is important to keep your brains healthy, I think.
Yeah?
This is the most part.
Do you also do it with food, like special foods?
Yep, yeah.
Superfoods?
Not superfoods, just the normal ones. That's just enough for me. So, yeah.
Cool. So tell me more about your portal.
Yeah, this is my portal.
You're going to show us?
Yeah, I can show you the portal. I think this is so everyone eventually will work with the portal. Everyone who's going to build bots needs the portal for it.
Okay.
So I think this is the part I'm going to show you.
Cool.
So this is the interface where we start. So everyone who's logging into the system. So you have an app and you have a portal, and with the portals you're going to create a bot. And first you need your app installed, and everything you write in the portal will be stored in your phone. So we don't have anything on our side of the.
Okay.
And this is the interface you will see once you're logged in. Of course, this will be flat because you're new to the portal. You didn't make any bots yet, so you didn't create any revenue, as we call it.
That's at the beginning.
That's just in the beginning. Yeah.
Right.
So this is all empty. Here you can see your bots, your libraries, and if someone's got a complaint, he can talk to you on a topic about it, and you get to see it here on your dashboard, and you can just talk to him back about how you want to improve.
You mean like the forum responses,
Yeah, the
right?
forum responses. Yep.
Ah, okay.
This is the forum response you can see, and of course we got a news feed and the current profit you can see also.
Okay, what's this?
This is the interface where you'll be creating the bot. We got like two different types of bot. One we talked about already here with Colin and Gil about the ones that use machine learning. So reinforcement learning we call it. That if you got like data from Twitter and it will really learn about the previous data, so it gets smarter and smarter every time. And you can program that in this screen. And we got our own coding language. It's called UScript. And later we will apply more language like Python, C++. And our language is C-based.
Okay.
And this is your console, and it's got a full integrated debugger. So you can just decompile, and then you can step through your code if something is wrong.
Okay.
So if we go up, you got here your libraries.
Yeah.
Let's say if you don't want to create a bot, but you got like this Twitter API you created, you can put it onto a platform, and I can extend from your Twitter library.
Oh, really? I could offer that
Yeah,
to
you can offer it to me.
Okay.
So you say, I created a Twitter library, so I don't have to do it anymore. I can just go straight to the library and look for your name of what you called your library and just import it.
But why would I do that?
So we can both create revenue from this. So let's say someone trades, then I make money and you also make money. So let's say thousands of people imported your Twitter library, then you get a lot of revenue every day.
So we help each other out.
So
and
we
it's
help
like
each other. Yep.
Win-win situation.
A win-win situation. Yeah, that's basically what our platform is.
Oh.
Everyone wants to create revenue from it.
So what do we see now?
We got our backtesting, so you can look up into the present.
Yeah.
We got a simulation mode where you already can run it, but without money, and we got a live mode.
Okay, so without money, and then live is with
With
money,
yep,
real
yep.
money.
And then everyone can join your bot. We will
Okay.
review it to see if it's compliant. But we cannot see your source code, so we can only test it to see if it works. We cannot do anything else. We can never touch your code. You will always be the owner of the code.
Oh, that's safety first.
Yeah, exactly. So we will never ever touch it.
And I see pairs.
Yeah,
What does that
pairs is like you got like different exchanges, like you see here, Bitstamp and Bitfinex, and you can test all of them simultaneously. So if you say I want to test for Bitcoin and ETH at the same time to see in the graph what the difference is between them on different exchanges, you get just one graph of it, and you can just compare how much revenue each of them create, because every exchange can generate that more value. And the history, if we both work on it, you can go back to your code, and I can go back to my code instead of backtesting, so we don't interfere in each other.
Oh, wow. Okay, cool.
Yeah, the pages. Pages is where you can create your tutorials about how everyone should work with your code.
Yeah.
Issues is where you can complain and just write an issue about it.
Okay.
And then I can see if I can fix your problem.
Okay.
The topics we already talked about, it here can other people complain or give you suggestions or ideas.
Okay.
I got a revenue one. This is where you can see your profit from only this bot. So, and the dashboard you can see from all your bots, like one overview.
Oh.
And this is from only this bot. And this is the monthly and yearly. And if you go to the next one, you got your settings.
Yeah.
This is just if you don't want people to complain, you can just click it out, and
Okay.
that's an option. It's like if you only want to work on it and you don't want too much interference with the audience you created, then that's also fine for us.
Okay.
And you can see your team. This is your members that we work on together.
Yeah.
And this is basically it. And later we will add, and the next stage, which will be a couple of months, we got the machine learning.
Machine learning?
Yeah, the machine learning part. This is not integrated yet in this one.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Stefan, for this information.
It's fun.
Okay, yeah, cool. Back to Maurits.
Yeah, thank you for that very clarifying talk by Stefan. So you already said he's the tech guy. Well, I think we can see now why he's the tech guy. So to give a little bit of a recap of what we just saw, you guys were talking about the portal. So we just saw all the possibilities. And you also said to me, like, you know, he's been continuously working on them, like new things keep getting added.
Yeah, it's great.
So that's really cool to see, right, for you guys as well.
Yeah, we all work so hard, and even now I see things he changed, and I know how much work it is. It's really amazing to watch, and it's even better now and getting every day better. So it's really, really nice.
Yeah. Yeah, the same.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
it's so much surpassed the idea version.
It's so cool.
phase.
Like
Yes.
everyone's. I can imagine being part of that.
Now we can really challenge developers.
Yeah. Yeah, as well, because we talked about developers, and we're going to talk about the developers a little bit more when we talk about the RevenYOU League later on. But for now, so to summarize it, you offer a portal that allows users really easy access. And if you're not a user, but you're a developer, it also allows you a fairly easy way to, if you have knowledge, even if it's not traditional financial knowledge, to make a lot of revenue. Yeah. And there was one thing I wanted to shortly ask you about before we move on to the league. So what Stefan said as well is that even if you don't have anything that hasn't, so for example, Twitter API, that means that if the Twitter API becomes popular, even though you don't have any financial knowledge, it gets added to like every other algorithm, and you just...
You know, the fun is that the big data and machine learning, reinforced learning, they are now becoming big because they're open and everybody uses them. And students now all over the world are using them every day. Supercomputers are accessible. So even you don't... in essence, you don't even have to able to write code. You know, the machine learning is so you can already start with that and enrich a lot of old technical algorithms. Make them new again.
And with that, we will wrap up. First we talked about the how of revenue. Now we talked about everything. How did it develop, and more importantly, how does it work? And next, we will be talking about perhaps the most exciting part about today. I see you guys are like immediately getting excited.
It's going.
The RevenYOU League.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm Maurits. With me here are the two founders of RevenYOU, Colin and Michiel, and also my co-host, Daisy. And now we will be talking about arguably the most exciting part of today. It is the RevenYOU League. So, guys, I know you're excited about it. What is the RevenYOU League?
Well, the RevenYOU League is the competition, a league where developers go to for the highest, for the bot that makes the highest revenue.
Okay.
And the ones with the highest revenue, of course, wins.
So it's like a race.
Yeah, it goes all the way from July 6th all the way to February 2019.
So we have a sign-up period that is starting today, I think, at revenue.io. So if you're watching this, you can already sign up. And if you see it later, you can also choose to sign up. Because till July 6th?
Yes, till July 6th, but it's probably wiser to join a little bit earlier because you saw Portal and you can give you a bit earlier access, so you have more time to just browse around.
To use the toolkit that we talked about earlier. So tell a little bit more about this RevenYOU League, because are these developers just supposed to join for fun, or?
Well, not only for fun, because there's a big prize money as well. Yeah.
So can you give me an idea?
Prize pool.
Well, it's about
1,000 Ethereum.
1,000 Ethereums.
So that's 1,000 Ethereums, and for those of you who aren't technologically inclined, that is
$600,000.
$600,000 US. So
more or less.
I think that's you guys are being very cool about it. But that's a very large sum of money if you're a starting developer, right?
Yeah.
So 600,000 euros in Ether.
Dollars, actually.
Sorry?
Dollars.
In dollars. Sorry, it's 1,000 Ether.
Yeah.
So can you, because we were said. So the sign-up period is till July 6th, and what happens then? How can they, participate and gain access to this money?
Well, first thing is to go there, of course, and sign up, and then you after the 6th or maybe even before, you get access to it.
Yeah. Okay, so then it's when the competition really starts. And
yes.
Before we go a little bit more in depth about that. Perhaps even more important to ask is, why are you doing this league in the first place? Because you're giving away 1,000 Ethereum. You're bound to have a good reason for that.
Yep. We really want to challenge the developers to create the best algorithms, and also because we want to show the world what our platform is capable of. So if the people in the world see what revenue you can make with these algorithms, then we, what can I say?
Yeah,
it's an ecosystem.
So it's an ecosystem that you try to show everyone how well it works. You're making it transparent, which is something that you guys talked about before. That's not something that is traditionally done in the financial world.
Yeah, so normally all the algorithms are contained, kept.
So they're very closed.
Yeah, not
closed
open,
off.
not shared. Yes. And it's another big reason. We want we need those developers because they are so hugely important for our ecosystem. But we don't want to start with real cryptocurrencies yet because it's ready, but we still want to test it and even improve it and test it more. So the first phase is with, let's say, fake money, with
so
virtual. Yes, it's virtual. And but you cannot give virtual money, right, to the developers or virtual rewards. So we want to give them real rewards in the virtual phase.
So so to reiterate, sign-up period to July 6th, and does the virtual stage start immediately, or is there a small break in which I can get acquainted with it?
After the 6th of July, there's still another month where you can acquaint it with this.
So like a waiting period.
And I think I forgot to tell
August is really important. Then it all starts.
Yeah. Well, there's one other reason why we organize a hackathon. That's because we are entrepreneurs and we really like the fun of it. And what is better to bring the smart guys and people from all over the world together to a great competition like this. So this is
it's bound to be really exciting as well, because that's a fairly good motivator as well. So going into the first phase of the competition, the virtual money. So how is this prize pool divided, and what's the idea behind that first phase? Because you're not dealing with real money yet. right?
No, you start, you get your trading results, and eventually we're going to get a top 10. Well, that's basically it. And then there's prize money as well, of course, we talked about it.
Yeah.
And in total, that's 300 ethers. We have 4 shows, and we give away 6 Ethereums each show.
So
60.
60 every show.
Did I say 6?
60 every show. Okay, I was like, okay, that's still a fair amount of money. So 60 every show.
And there are 4 shows.
Yeah, so I think we're getting a visual here as well. There we go. So 60 ether per show. Maybe you guys can explain a little bit how you're going to divide, because I really like the scheme, but giving you the honors of explaining it.
Well, the 5 best teams get 6 Ethereum tokens. That's every show.
Yeah.
So and it will be the most innovative ones that make a great comeback, or the top 3 of best algorithms that are on the platform producing great revenue already.
So either you become a top team by revenue, or because you have a really great idea, and even if it doesn't work out as well, you might still get rewarded for that.
Yes, really, for sure. Yes. And then really nice is that you can always win, because we do 6 random teams get just 6 ethers. 5 random
teams, 6
ethers. And it's random. So,
yeah. So even if you, and there's no sign-up fee, right?
No sign-up fee.
So
no.
You can go to RevenYOU.io. We're going to keep repeating that a lot, so don't worry if you miss it. And you can sign up for free. And you have, if you're, I mean, assume your algorithm has to be like an actual algorithm. But
you have to be active.
Yeah, but if you participate, then you, no matter how well you do in comparison to the other players, you always have a chance at gaining 6 ether, which doesn't sound like a lot, but that's, I think, around $3,600.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
It's pretty good.
For 4 rounds, so you have a big chance.
Exactly.
It's better than the lottery.
Yeah, well, that's not very hard. But yeah, I agree with you.
Not hard.
And you were already talking about that, Michiel, about the top 10 winners. So how are those determined?
Well, top 10 is the highest revenues is top 10, and they go to the next phase. Top 10 gets 6 ethers each.
Yeah, so regardless of anything else that.
So we give away in this virtual stage, we give away 300 ethers.
Yeah, and this is why there's no fee, no real risk for you to lose anything just by participating. And these teams, because we talk about teams, is there a team limit? Do the teams have to consist of like X, Y, Z amount of people, or?
You can be a team of 1.
Okay, that's good.
You can be a team of 20. So yeah, there's actually it's up to the teams.
Yeah. So you have a lot of flexibility as a team,
and you can also have more algorithms.
Yeah.
The only thing is, as we showed, is that as the system portal is designed, you could end up with, let's say, 24 algorithms making one.
Yeah.
And borrow them, from the libraries that Steven told about. But you have to use your own algorithms to get a fair playing field.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Even though later on the idea is that you actually do use the other ones. But for the sake of the league, sticking with your algorithm, how well that does get the message. So again, we can keep reiterating. First, sign up till 6th of July. Then you have a month where you can get acquainted with the toolkit. Then we have till, how long is the virtual phase?
Well, the creating phase that you create the bots is August, October.
August to October. Yeah. So that's another couple of months.
That's important because that's then you have to show what you're capable of.
Because if you create the best bot, then you reach the top 10. So that's top 10. You reach top 10 in the virtual phase. Then what happens?
Then you're going for the big money. The real deal.
Yeah.
The real deal. So tell me a little bit more about that.
Yeah, well, the real deal is with real money. Real cryptocurrency. So your algorithm will really start trading these currencies.
So it's no longer a simulation.
It's no longer simulation. So results of the past don't count anymore. So you really have to make sure that the future counts for you. And then it goes all the way till February 2019, where we see the results, and we keep everybody posted in between about the place in the contest.
Yeah, the standing, how everyone's doing.
Yeah, the stats. and and then ultimately the one who wins gets the real big prize money. And
we have it up on the screen here as well, and we're not going to call all of them out, but first place 350 Ether, and that is, I think it's like
more over $200,000.
over $200,000 that you can get if you.
It's not
hit
all,
the
but
first
we
place.
come to that later.
Yeah, because don't worry, I'll get to that. So that's just for winning, and 1,000 Ether. So if you make it through to the second phase, you're pretty much already set. Because even say you end up in 7th till 10th place. Oh, 7th place, rather. That's still like 7 Ether. It's still a really big amount of money considering, the amount of work you've already put in at that point.
€4,200.
Yeah, exactly. So, but that's not the only reason, right, why you would join. Because besides the fact that you get this prize money, because you guys were talking before about how getting played more. I'm just going to go with Spotify lingo.
Yeah, exactly.
Works. So.
Well, in phase, because when we start with the real deal, phase 3, you already are running your algorithms and they make their trades, right? And every trade you get a small amount of money. So that money is yours to keep. It could be, it's really hard to predict, but it could be $3,000, could be $20,000 in 2 months. So that's above this. But of course, when you have this winning algorithm, there's no ending. So all the investors, all the backers, all the users, of course, are want to trade with the winning algorithm.
Yeah, because you're just going to be on top of the list,
of
popularity
course, yes.
list as well.
And also this counts for all the participating teams, because if you have created an algorithm which is not top 3, for example, but it's still a good algorithm, it will be shown on the platform for eternity. So when somebody uses your algorithm, you still profit because it will still do the trade volume, and then you profit of it. So
what Colin says is very important. If you have a winning algorithm, you cannot put too much money into it, because if it grows too big, it makes the market and it stops working.
Yeah.
So there's a limit to the amount of people or amount of currencies you can use. So that's why investors want and users want to have a portfolio.
Yeah, more broader, diversified.
Diversified. So even when you're 50 place or 15 place, you have a lot of opportunities.
Yeah, and what you guys were talking about earlier is also interesting to me, is that, you can have kind of different strategies. You can go just for ROI, but if you make a bot that everyone's going to see that is like very baseline and it's very elementary, a lot of other things can use, then that's a valid strategy as well.
Yeah, like for example, if you're sleeping and the exchange crashes, then you can hedge yourself by having a small algorithm that just recognizes a crash sort of, and then it sells for you when it's dropping down within 10 minutes 5%. It sells for you, and so you can sleep more relaxed.
Yeah, a lot more relaxed, especially if
it happens always when you're sleeping.
Imagine when you have just a whole buy and hold bot, and it's just doing nothing. It's just rule. But you have a TensorFlow, an AI that reads the mood of the world.
Yeah, and then he actually knows what to do. Right?
Oh my God, and he's selling it.
So to recap, so first phase, you have till July 6th to sign up at RevenYOU.io. Then second, the virtual phase, right? You have this opportunity to, without a fee and without any risk, try with virtual money, see how well your algorithm does. Yeah. And at that point, you can already, if you're lucky, you can get 6 Ether. But if you're doing well, you can get a lot more on top of that. And then if you end up as a top 10 participant, then the real fun begins. You become part of this, actual trading, right? You're starting to trade with real cryptocurrency. And then from October till February, we're going to see, and then if you get first place, you're pretty much set, right?
Yeah, you skyrocketed.
Yeah.
And you're set.
Yeah. I mean, what more is there to say? A lot of information to take in, but that's why I think it's good to recap it as well.
Sign up, even if you don't have an idea about what algorithm to use. We help you out.
So we'll inspire you.
Yeah, the portal is not that difficult to use. It's easy. We give you tutorials. We give you already some algorithms. We help you out, so you get your ideas. Just sign up. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, so it's fun, it's free, and you have a chance to win a large sum of money. And I think that the fun part, like, is something we haven't talked about too much, but it got to be amazing to get together with so many developers and see if you can, you know, outsmart everyone else. I mean, I imagine that you guys mentioned before, you're entrepreneurs. It's part of the fun of it, right?
Yeah. It's about Wall Street trading. You know?
Yeah.
Of course, they are very smart guys. They have the supercomputers as well. But the biggest ones are only 200, 300, 400 people in one building. You know, this container, and we could have so much more power, so much more shared knowledge and creativity.
Well, and on that note, we are going to call it today. Again, sign up at RevenYOU.io. Make sure to participate in this. Even if you don't know, there's a lot of support coming from you. And there's a lot of other developers who are going to be your competition or your allies. Thank you, Daisy, as well. Thank you to our two guests today, Anna and Stefan. And thank you, Colin and Michiel. And we will be hearing from you, the audience, hopefully, shortly, if you're participating. And we will hear from you guys soon as well.